Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're going to talk about building a fortress, but not with stone and mortar, right? We're talking about strategy, and we're talking about code. We're going to break down exactly how you can protect your most valuable asset, your intellectual property, when you outsource development.
This quote just nails it, doesn't it? It's the big paradox every modern company is facing. You have to innovate fast, and outsourcing is an incredible way to do that. But the question is, how do you do it without basically gambling with the entire future of your business?
And this isn't just some hypothetical fear. The numbers are absolutely staggering. We're talking about an estimated annual cost of IP theft in the US alone that could hit over $500 billion. I mean, this is a massive, balance sheet breaking kind of risk that can completely cripple even a really successful company.
So where do we even begin? Well, first, we have to really understand the core conflict here. It's this constant balancing act between the incredible upside of outsourcing and the very real, potentially devastating dangers that come with it.
And here it is, the fundamental tension. On one side, you've got the holy trinity of modern business. You save money, you get access to a global talent pool, and you get your product to market way faster. But on the other side, well, that's where the nightmares live. IP theft, data leaks, losing the very thing that makes you special. The entire game is about getting all the good stuff on the left without getting destroyed by the bad stuff on the right.
So that brings us to phase one, and this is maybe the most important of all, building your strategic foundation. This is all the homework you do before a single contract gets signed. Because honestly, the biggest and most expensive mistakes, they almost always happen right here at the very beginning.
Think about it. You can't build a fortress until you've mapped out your territory and identified your treasures. So before you even think about talking to a potential partner, you have to do a really thorough audit to know precisely what intellectual property is actually at stake.
And your audit has to be specific because not all IP is the same. Copyrights protect your actual code, kind of like a book. Then you have trade secrets. This is your secret sauce, your unique algorithms, the stuff that really makes you, you. Patents can protect unique processes, and trademarks defend your brand. You can't just have one strategy. Each of these needs its own unique plan for protection.
So once you know what you need to protect, the next question is a huge one. Who can you actually trust with it? This is without a doubt the single most important risk mitigation step you are going to take. It all comes down to rigorous, almost forensic level due diligence on your partners.
This is where you have to move beyond just a gut feeling and start making decisions based on data. Use a structured scorecard like this one to systematically check them out. You need to be asking for their security certifications, dig into their legal history, assess how they build software, and really test their willingness to agree to strong legal terms that protect you. A mature, secure partner, they'll welcome this kind of scrutiny. A risky one, they'll push back. And that tells you everything you need to know.
Okay, you've chosen the right partner. Now it's time for phase two, forging your legal armor. This is where we create the ironclad agreements that are going to be your primary defense if things ever go wrong.
And remember, your legal protection isn't just one document, it's a whole system. The NDA, the non-disclosure agreement, that's your first line of defense during those early talks. The Master Service Agreement, or MSA, that's the foundation for the whole relationship. It sets all the main rules. And then the Statement of Work, the SOW, that's the detailed blueprint for each specific project. And it all lives under the protection of that main MSA. Now pay close attention because this might be the most critical legal detail in this whole explainer. The default in copyright law is simple. The person who creates the work owns the work. To reverse that, you can't just rely on one clause. You need both of these working together. The work for hire clause says that you, the hiring party, are the owner from the very beginning. But, and this is a big but, it has legal limits, especially internationally. That's why you need the IP assignment clause as a safety net. It explicitly transfers all rights over to you, closing any and all potential legal loopholes. You need both, no exceptions.
So with your legal armor all forged and ready, we can move into phase 3, the operational shield. A contract is only as strong as your ability to enforce it day to day. And this is where you turn all that legal theory into an operational reality. And the core principle here is zero trust. You have to throw out that old idea of a secure perimeter around your network. Instead, you assume threats could be anywhere, inside or out, and you verify everything. In practice, this means you grant every single person the absolute minimum level of access they need to do their job, and not one bit more. You also have to contractually require your partner to build security into every single stage of the development process. We call this a secure software development lifecycle. It means they're proactively looking for threats during the design phase, running automated security scans every time code is changed, requiring peer reviews that focus on security, and having a system to track and fix any vulnerabilities they find.
And your rules for communication have to be absolute. Encrypt everything. All your data needs to be encrypted, whether it's flying across the network or just sitting on a server. You also have to explicitly forbid anyone from using personal email or consumer file sharing services for any project work, period.
All right, finally, we get to the phase that is so often overlooked, protecting your IP after the project is finished. A strong ending to a partnership is every bit as important as a strong beginning.
A formal contractual offboarding process isn't just a nice-to-have. It's absolutely essential. The moment that project ends, you must immediately revoke all access credentials, you retrieve all your assets, both physical and digital, you contractually require the partner to securely and permanently destroy every copy of your data, and you don't just take their word for it, you demand they provide a signed certificate of data destruction as proof.
When you step back and look at all this, it really comes down to a crucial shift in your mindset. You have to stop seeing IP protection as some bureaucratic hurdle or a cost center that just slows you down. You have to see it for what it really is. It's the strategic foundation that lets you innovate safely and build the kind of trust you need for really deep, successful partnerships.
And that leaves you with one final critical question to ask yourself. Is your current IP protection just a simple contract you file away? Or is it a comprehensive fortress that's woven into every single phase of your partnerships? Because the difference between those two answers is the difference between just managing risk and turning your security into a true, sustainable competitive advantage.